Hi, today we are going to see the 95th stotra. Anando huda buddhokta sugadho naigajo grajaha anirvinna sadhamarshi logadhishtanamadbudaha. Ananta. Ananta means endless. Bhagavan is all pervading. So he is not conditioned by time or self, and so he is immortal and he is immutable. So Ananta means he is there everywhere. So he can reach anywhere, he can reach at any time, and he can reach to anybody. That's why he is called Ananta. And another thing, he is lying on the sarpam or on the Anantan. Anantan means he's the snake, serpent. So since Bhagavan is himself the Ananta, he is lying on himself. So that's why Bhagavan has got the name Ananta. That's why Bhagavan has another name called Ananta Padmanabhan. Ananta Padmanabhan means who is lying on the Ananta, who is everywhere, and he is lying on Ananta in the Vaingundam at the Shirabdi. So there he will be having Padma Nabhan. Padma means lotus, Nabham means on the Nabhi means stomach. So from there he will have that Brahma on the lotus. So that's why he is called Ananta Padmanabhan. So he is also called Ananta, the serpent on which he will be lying down. So that's why he has the name Ananta. Huda book. Huda book means Bhagavan accepts things that is given to him devotedly by any person. And if we pour them as an obligation into the sacred fire at the time of yajna or yaga or any puja, at that time Bhagavan accepts it. And if the obligation is given to any devata or any other deva, then also, or any name, then also Bhagavan is receiving it. He will come in that form. That's why Bhagavan is the one infinite self who is taken different forms. And he is taking that for the satisfaction of the devotee, because some devotees, they will only pray to that idol. But again, they do not know that that is also going to the same place. All the origin is from the same place. And Bhagavan, worldly and heavenly, he is the infinite. And he is playing all the forms here. Everything comes from him and everything goes back to him. That's why he is called Huda book. Book means taken or receiving. Huda means whatever things that we are given devotedly. Bhokta. Bhokta means enjoyment. So Bhagavan enjoys. What does he enjoy? Three things: objects, emotions, and thoughts of the world. Objects, emotions, and thoughts of the world through the creations that he made. And through that creations, he will be using three things: mind, body, intellect. To connect object, emotions, and thoughts, he is using mind, body, and intellect. And he is experiencing the expressions through we perceive in different ways. One as perceiver, another as feeler, thinker, ego. So Bhagavan is always enjoys objects, emotions, and thoughts through mind, body, and intellect, expressing as a perceiver, feeler, thinker, and ego. So when we accept things that comes our way as Maya and know what is the real thing. Bhagavan will give us protection because he is protecting the whole universe, and he is the material cause for the entire world, where maybe he will be known by different names and forms. That's what he is called Bhokta. Next one is Sughato. Sukham means bliss, happiness. Happiness at the most is called bliss. Sukha dha means gives. So Sukha dha means gives the bliss. So Bhagavan is the power who gives experience of external bliss to the devotee at final spiritual destination. That destination is called moksha. And Bhagavan will remove all the discomfort and pain of the devotee. That's why he is giving sukham, giving the bliss. Our final bliss is the moksha. All the other things, bliss, all the other happiness is very temporary. Next one is Naikaja. Na means not. Eka means one. Ja means born. So not once born. That means Bhagavan is born not only once but many times in many forms to serve devotees in different incarnation. That's why Bhagavan is taken different avatarams. So he has taken infinite avatarams. We know only the 10 main things. After that, when you read through Bhagavad Gita and Narayaniyam and other things, you will know many more avatarams. And he's taken that to protect the dharma. And in all his birth, his manifestations, his spark of existence in universe is the infinite glory. That means he have been the one consciousness who is there to serve, support the devotees at the time they need. That is Naikaja. He will born maybe today, this moment, to help you. If you are true devotee and you need help and no one can help you at that time. Bhagavan Manishya Rupena. So he may send some other person to help you. If that doesn't work, so if there is no other way, then Bhagavan will come as Avatara. That's why he is called Naikaja. Not only once he born, he has been born many times. Next one is Agraja. Agraja means firstborn. So Bhagavan is the first created one. He is not actually come from anyone else. He is the firstborn, and that which everything comes and in which everything exists and into which we all finally merge. So Bhagavan is the first thing that is here, the first power that is here, and that which everything comes from, in which everything is existing and into which we all finally merge. So the most important thing is the power that Bhagavan has cannot be measured. He is infinite. And when we realize that thing, then we will know the power of Bhagavan more than any other being here. So we need not be scared of anything. We are always be bold to have Bhagavan with us. So the only power that we have to be scared of or we have to be alert of is of Bhagavan, nothing else. Anirvinna. Anirvinna means no disappointment. Bhagavan has no chance to feel disappointment. Bhagavan is totally fulfilled. there is one term called Nirveda. Nirveda means we will have an agonizing disgust. We will have that emotion with things. We want something to happen. And we will have the burning desire to be fulfilled, but it is not yet fulfilled. It is gone unfulfilled. So till that agony or that fire to achieve it will be there in our mind. That is called Nirveda. But Bhagavan is not Nirveda. That means he is Anirvinna. No Nirveda. Because Bhagavan is ever full, or Bhagavan is perfect, and Bhagavan has no desire to be fulfilled, or Bhagavan has nothing to be fulfilled in future. And in Bhagavad Gita or in Upanishad, it is said about Bhagavan that neither anything I have not gained. That means I have not gained. There is nothing left that I have not gained, nor anything I have yet to gain. There is nothing left that I have to gain. So that means I have gained everything completely. Neither anything I have not gained, nor anything I have yet to gain. So these are all golden words that we should understand. Whatever we gain, the property, the name, the degrees, the position, the money, everything is not the actual gain. That is just for sustenance. But the real gain is how much value you give to the kids, how much you give them the importance of soul, the importance of power of Bhagavan. You should teach them how much the power is beyond them. Nobody else is on the top. It is everything that we get from the Bhagavan that we are happy. Sadha Marshi. Sadha means always. Marshi means forgive. So Bhagavan will always forgive to all the trustful devotees. So we should be truth to Bhagavan to get the forgiveness. And he is infinitely merciful. Whatever mistake we do unknowingly, Bhagavan is there to help us. And he is very kind. Next one is Loka Adhishtanam. Loka means universe. Adhishtana means who is very lucky. So the universe is lucky to have Bhagavan as the power to create it. So the sole substratum for the entire universe is Bhagavan. And we are fortunate ourselves to have Bhagavan as our creator. That's why it's called Loka Adhishtana. The whole universe is lucky to have Bhagavan. Adbhuta. Adbhuta means the surprise, the wonder. Bhagavan himself is wonder. We cannot finish learning about Bhagavan, knowing about Bhagavan, and we cannot be experiencing that we cannot be experiencing that ultimate happiness, and that happiness can be only experienced when we know about the Bhagavan. So the most wonder thing is the teacher who teaches about Bhagavan, and the best wonder thing is that the student who is ready to know about Bhagavan, the student who is ready to understand Bhagavan, the student whose mind is open to accept Bhagavan. And the experience comes to the mind as well as the intellect. And we will be really stunned and will be overwhelmed at the time of experience that we get about Bhagavan. That experience of the moment That experience will make us mind stagger. We will be out of the mind. Intellect hurt, no thoughts. We will not be able to think about anything. No feelings. We will be feeling less. So that moment will make us mind stagger, intellect halt, and no feelings and no thoughts. We will not think anything else other than that Bhagavan. That moment of realization, that moment of total transcendence of inner equipments. The condition within at time of experience is infinite. That experience cannot be shared. That experience cannot be told. That experience cannot be given to anyone. That can be on only our treasure, that we can keep on remembering it. Everybody will have one moment in lifetime where you will have the touch of Bhagavan. That we know, but when we explain, it will not come in a proper words. And when someone hears this, they will not understand the feeling that we felt at that time. So that moment cannot be recreated. So that single moment, that Adbhuta, that can only be done by Bhagavan. That Bhagavan's true devotee's best gift is the Adbhuta. So we are learning Ananta, Hudabhut, Bhokta, Sugada, Naigaja, Agraja, Anirvinna, Sadamarshi, Loga, Adhishtanam, Adbhuta. So we will be reaching the 195th Namam of Bhagavan. Anando Hudabhuk Bhokta, Sugado Naigajo Agraja, Anirvinna Sadhamarshi, Loga Adhishtanam Adbhudaha.